In Donald Trump's America, loyalty is not earned. It's demanded. Over and over again, we've seen Trump reward sycophants, punish dissent, and put personal devotion over basic competence. But now, his obsession with loyalty isn't just weird, it's dangerous. And even worse, the consequences are no longer theoretical. They're affecting national security. That's right, because Trump has just stunned his own Homeland Security Department with a bombshell announcement. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, it's true, Trump's fixation on loyalty has gone from unsettling to outright reckless. And it's not just political insiders noticing. Everyday Americans, former staffers, and national security officials are sounding the alarm. Let's start with a jaw-dropping town hall moment that perfectly captures how obsessed Trump is with loyalty. Yeah, recently a woman at an anti-Trump town hall made a stunning claim. She alleged that workers were forced to write Donald Trump fan letters.
Hello,
I now have to cut it down.
Spouse, DOD employee and veteran. And let me tell you something, 2 days ago I got an email with the new employee standards for federal workers, and it includes not only a loyalty page, but a 2-page essay on why you support the Trump administration or the current administration for federal workers. So our upcoming federal employees take an oath to the Constitution. But we also have to do a 2-page essay on why we support the new administration.
No.
What the literal fuck is going on? And I think that that needs to be addressed by our unions more than anything.
This is absolutely pathetic, and it just shows Trump cares about loyalty and loyalty only. Because this isn't an isolated allegation, it's part of a bigger problem. Let's talk about the man Trump handpicked to help lead the FBI. This guy was super excited for Donald Trump.
Right now, we're in charge. This is how it gets done. Trump ain't f***ing around. We are going to hold every one of these people accountable. It is time for total personnel warfare.
But now, only months later, he now spends more time emotionally unraveling on Fox News than running federal investigations.
You know what, Sean? I don't have any friends. I don't want any friends. Well, maybe outside of you and a couple of, I don't care. I didn't come here for the money. I didn't come here to make, I know.
No, you didn't go there for the money. I can tell people that for sure. No, I didn't come here to make friends. I don't give a damn about friends. I don't have any friends. I don't want any friends. I got my wife, I got you, and I got a small crew of people. So I don't need any friends. But if you're a want a friend in D.C., get a dog.
We're coming for you.
That'll help.
Yeah, exactly. You want a friend in D.C., right? Go get a Labradoodle like I have, because there are no friends in D.C. You've been doing this, what, 30 years? There are no friends here.
Again, when loyalty trumps logic, things get dangerous. And now, with Trump's latest bombshell announcement, he has left his Department of Homeland Security absolutely stunned. Trump just appointed this guy, a 22-year-old, to lead the anti-terrorism prevention unit within Trump's Homeland Security Department. Why exactly did Trump nominate this little child with zero experience? When Thomas Fugate graduated from college last year with a degree in politics, he celebrated in a social media post. His career blast-off came quickly. A year after graduation, the 22-year-old with no apparent national security expertise is now a Department of Homeland Security official overseeing the government's main hub for terrorism prevention, including an $18 million grant program intended to help communities combat violent extremism. Now, why exactly was this guy appointed? Oh, here's your answer. The White House appointed Fugate, a former Trump campaign worker who interned at the Hard Right Heritage Foundation, to a Homeland Security role that was expanded to include the Center for Prevention Programs and Partnerships. Known as CP3, the office has led nationwide efforts to prevent hate-fueled attacks, school shootings, and other forms of targeted violence. Well, this is just great. Conservatives hardly even believe in these things. Now we have a conservative with no expertise in charge of preventing these things? Typically, the people familiar with the program this guy was appointed to say a candidate like him wouldn't have gotten an interview for a junior position, much less be hired to run operations. According to LinkedIn, the bulk of Fugate's leadership experience comes from having served as Secretary General of a model United Nations club. One counterterrorism researcher who worked with this program said, maybe he's a wonder kid, maybe he's Doogie Howser and has everything at 21 years old, or whatever he is, to lead the office. But that's not likely the case. It sounds like putting the intern in charge. Fugate brings a different qualification prized by the White House: loyalty to the president. On Instagram, Fugate traced his political awakening to 9 years ago, when as a 13-year-old, quote, "in a generation deprived of hope, opportunity, and happiness, I saw in one man the capacity for real and lasting change, Donald Trump." I tell you, these conservatives talk about finding Trump the way religious people talk about finding Christ. Fugate is a self-described Trumplican who interned for state lawmakers in Austin before graduating magna cum laude a year ago with a degree in politics and law from the University of Texas. Again, this guy has absolutely no experience, and he was working at a grocery store just last year. This guy's been spotted at various different Republican rallies, and he's made his support for Trump more than known. One grant recipient called Fugate's appointment an insult and a setback in the move toward evidence-based approaches to terrorism prevention, a field still reckoning with post-9/11 work that was unscientific and stigmatizing. And to make all of this worse, all of this even more concerning, a bunch of people within the Department of Homeland Security are terrified to even speak out. Accounts of Fugate's arrival and the dismantling of CP3 come from current and former Homeland Security personnel, grant recipients, and terrorism prevention advocates who work closely with the office and have at times been confidants for distraught staffers. All of these staffers would only speak if they remained anonymous because they were terrified of the Trump administration retaliating. Tales abound of Homeland Security personnel undergoing lie detector tests in leak investigations, as Secretary Kristi Noem pledged in March. So what have we learned here? Trump put some random intern with an evil villain eyebrow in charge of a department responsible for preventing urgent terrorist attacks. At this point, Trump's obsession with loyalty has always been troubling, but now it's bordering on catastrophic. Federal jobs are being treated like loyalty rewards, not national security roles. And while Trump gets his yes men, the country gets weaker, more vulnerable, and dangerously mismanaged. Trump's White House is not leadership. It's a loyalty cult with access to the nuclear codes.